you surprised by the Patriots' performance?
I was surprised how dominating they were. I picked the Chargers to win the game because I had the Chargers picked to go to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
And by the way, you weren't alone. I think most people did, but go ahead.
Well, I think they jumped on the bandwagon late after they saw how well San Diego was playing down the stretch. I was surprised how dominating on both sides of the football the Patriots were. Okay. Yeah, I picked the Chargers to win, but am I surprised? The Patriots are very tough out in that building. But what was so disappointing is that the Chargers' inability to adapt. You know what Tom Brady is. Tom Brady's good. Most teams, let me start back here. Most teams go into the game, say, we're going to take the run game away, we're going to make you one-dimensional. It's like if you're a parent, you go into the store and you tell your child you're only going to get one thing. They pick 7 things and you let them have them all. Well, you've kind of gone away from what you were actually trying to do. Well, if you say you're going to take the run away, take the run away. They didn't take the run away. Sonny Michel had a field day running the football. And you didn't take the pass away. You know going into the game, Skip, Tom Brady is going to throw the ball. Normally he starts off throwing the ball short to get you sucked up, and then he tries to put the ball over your head if he has something. The mere fact that Gus Bradley was lining up in a base coverage and says, okay, this is what we're going to do. Now, if you notice, Skip, he ran the same defense he ran against Baltimore.
DBs.
Yeah.
It would work. It works against a rookie quarterback and against a team that has no idea that you're going to run it. But you're going to run that defense against Tom Brady, who's had a week to prepare. So they're saying this is what we're going to do. Oh, you want to play 7 DBs. You want to play, instead of putting linebackers on the field, you want to put safeties. Well, I'm going to see if those safeties can hold up against offensive linemen in the run game. I'm going to see if your safeties can take on Rob Gronkowski at the point of attack and hold up. And they couldn't. And then, Skip, this is what you know also about Tom. You need to get pressure on him, but you need to be in front of his receivers and reroute them. Because if you just play zone, just drop to an area, Tom Brady will pick you apart. 37 of Tom Brady's 44 attempts traveled 10 yards or less. That's 84%. So what it's telling you, Skip Bayless, is that Tom Brady's like, oh, you're not going to change anything? It's like if I'm a fisherman and I go to a spot and I'm just catching fish, I'm not going to get up and move and go somewhere else. I'm going to stay there.
Well, pretty soon the fish are going to run out, but go ahead.
Well, they didn't run out yesterday. It was an endless supply. It was an endless supply of 5-yard first down catches. James White had 15 catches for 97 yards. So what that tells you, oh, y'all not going to make any changes. Y'all not going to make any adjustments. He had 1 catch for 25 yards. So the other, if he had 15 for 97, he had 14 for 72 for the rest of the day. Yeah. So it just goes to show you. But I was surprised about the amount of pressure that they got on Phillip Rivers. You look at the way they approach this game. They say, we're going to pressure your quarterback and we're going to put hands on your receivers, which is the opposite of what the LA Chargers were going to do. Skip, you can play certain coverages against certain quarterbacks. They played a lot of man coverage. They played a lot of 25 coverage, which is 2 deep safety, man underneath. Because if you run past Phillip Rivers, where is he going? He's not jumping out of the window and running past you like a Cam or a Dak or a Russell Wilson. Nope. So he's not going anywhere. So you can be ultra physical and not worry about him leaving or escaping the pocket. But am I surprised the Patriots won? Not really. I did pick the Chargers to win. I'm surprised in how they dismantled. Because, yeah, the Chargers had 30 points. That game was not even close. No. It was never close. So that's what's the most surprising part to me was how physically dominating on both sides of the football the Patriots were.
So to answer Jenny's question, I was not surprised. And allow me to say something that you don't want to hear. It's a privilege to watch that man operate.
Oh, he's unbelievable.
At age 41, that was artist at work. I hear everything you just said, and I agree with all of your breakdown of why the Chargers broke down. I'm with you on all the above. But I did try to warn you Friday. There's this one guy I don't bet against in all of sports, and that's the GOAT, especially in Foxborough. Because what I saw yesterday, I don't think Tom Brady's ever been better than he was yesterday. I saw deadly accurate lasers. I saw sweet and deadly rainbows. I saw the whole package from Tom Brady. And you're right, it's a little bit dinkish and dunkish early, but then he'll start to throw it upfield. He'll start throwing on deeper crosses to Edelman. And I want to remind everybody, his two primary targets are a 5'9" running back and a 5'10" seventh-round draft choice who played quarterback in college named Julian Edelman, who's coming off major knee reconstruction at age 32. Mm-hmm. Those are who you're throwing to. There's not a Keenan Allen. There's not a Mike Williams. There's not a Hunter Henry, who didn't really register yesterday, but he was back, or what's left of an Antonio Gates. What did Gronk catch? One ball?
1 for 25.
Yeah, 1 for 25, and it was nice to see a little blast from the past, but that's all you got was one little blast from that past. And yet, I've not seen Tom throw with more accuracy or with a quicker trigger than I saw yesterday. But all I've heard is, especially on this show, from various people on the show, he's washed up, he's over the hill. What's our man Eric Dickerson say? And he's going to be on here in a little bit. But he says he's an old-ass man who shouldn't be playing football anymore. Well, that's a pretty commonly held view of a Tom Brady who did that to that defense, which to me is a little, if not a lot better than Kansas City's defense. That's the one chance that you got to give Brady at Kansas City next Sunday night, is that the Chargers defense it's talented, man.
Right.
There's talent everywhere.
I like to think they're better than what they showed on Sunday.
They are better because the corners are better. The two pass rushers, I don't even know what happened to him. I saw Melvin Ingram flash a couple of times, but Joey Bosa, did he play yesterday? They eliminated him, right?
Well, the thing is, Skip, is that when you can't stop the run, now you have to be on your heels because you got to dig in there to try to say, okay, you're not going to run the football. And so now you're laid off the ball, and he's throwing the ball quick. And this is why you want to reroute guys, because by the time you get there, you take 2 steps and the ball's gone.
Yep.
Because guys are vacating to an area, and Julian Edelman and those guys are smart enough to go, okay, I'm just going to go where you're not. So that was the most disappointing thing, Skip. And why Gus Bradley? See, when he was in Seattle, Skip, and they were up and coming, and he had he had a Sherman, and he had all these young guys that were great, he says, we do what we do better than what you do. So we're just going to line up here. We're going to play cover one, man free, safety in the hole, and we're going to come get you. So, but we're better at that than when you run your offense than what you do. Tom Brady said, boy, jive. No, you're not.
How many teams have gone in there thinking that same thing? Like they look at him on tape and they say, he's old. He can't move. And then they get out there and the ball's traveling a little faster than you think it should. Yeah. And the receivers are catching it. And listen, Julian Edelman, after catch, is he not mentally tough? He is going to battle through you. He's going to fight through whatever tackle you want to throw at him.
So he's some good now? Because I remember for the last 2 months, now he hadn't been good. Okay. So is he good again?
When it's time, when the money's on the table, is he not a money catcher and runner?
What about Sonny Michel? Is he any good?
Well, he's pretty
good.
I
didn't make sure, because you've been out on Sonny Michel. I just want to make sure.
I said he was pretty good.
So Brady.
Pretty good.
So in other words, Brady has help.
I don't know if he has a lot of help.
No. I know. Hold on.
If you put Julian Edelman on any other roster in this league, do you think he'd be that guy? I don't think so.
Hold on. The question is, when you transfer someone from a roster, are they going to use him in the same way?
I don't think anybody would care to. But he's got wavelength, he's got rapport, he's got connection with number 12.
What about
that's all that matters.
You say Bill Belichick had lost his fastball. Was the defense any good yesterday?
I didn't think it was very good, and I'm glad you brought that up because it still scares me to death. Phillip Rivers didn't have the ball too much because that was another 36-24 time of possession
When he had the ball, what did Phillip do?
Yeah.
In the first half, when Phillip had the ball, what did he do with it?
Phillip Rivers threw for 331 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Skip.
You get to play 4 quarters. I'm just saying.
Skip, that was hollow.
Okay, I don't know how hollow it is.
Skip, the score was 35-7 at the half.
Okay, but it started getting a little nervousy there at the end, and Belichick was criticized and pushed after the game. Why'd you leave Tom in? And he said, well, I was going to leave him in until the game was over. Well, I'm telling you, I know Phillip Rivers is a comeback artist, and we've seen what he did at Kansas City and Pittsburgh. We've seen it, right? And I think Belichick was still sweating over there thinking, is he going to get them back in this game?
Well, I think the thing was, Skip, is that I'm looking at it like this. I had seen nothing up until that point. Phillip Rivers and this offense has showed me no glimpses of being able to get back in this game. And plus, they couldn't stop Tom Brady. They get him in third. They get him in 3rd and 8, and they run to an area, vacate an area, and there's Edelman sitting down, or there's James White. So it just goes to show you, if a guy catches 15 balls and he's catching 15 balls in the same way, Skip, they're just swinging him the ball out of the backfield.
Okay. So what did Bill Belichick finally have the presence of mind to do with the opening coin toss? He won it. And then what did he do for once? He didn't take the ball. He handed it to the greatest quarterback ever. Because you know and I know he usually defers.
Yes.
And it usually drives me out of my mind.
But you know what, Skip? He's normally different in the playoffs. He's different in the playoffs. Because you remember when they went to Denver, and Denver had that Vonda defense, they won the toss, and he took the ball. He likes to, Skip, in the playoffs, he likes to send, whatever you think your strength is, he likes to send a message. Because if he wants to send that message early, he goes down the field against that defense player. We've been talking about Bosa and Ingram and all those guys. He gets the ball. They go right down the field.
This is the same Bill Belichick who once deferred in overtime to the Jets late in the 2016 season, and it cost him a football game. And then they lost at Miami and wound up in Denver, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what did he do this time? He handed the ball to number 12. And what did number 12 do? He faced 4 third downs in that drive, and he threw for first downs all 4 times, and it was 7-0. And then Stephon Gilmore, I have no idea.
He got him with a slug on Skip. He got it with a double move.
I know, but it's just so unlike him because usually that early in the game, it takes time to set that up, and it was already set. It's like he just kind of lost focus for a second, and he lets their best receiver run right past him for a give-up walk-in touchdown, right? So it's 7-7.
But I like how he played it off, Skip. He looked back inside like he's supposed to have help. Nah, you got him one-on-one.
It sure looked like it.
Yeah, he got him one-on-one, Skip.
Yet Tom Brady takes the football and goes boom, 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 and it's 14-7, and then you know the rest of the story. So he was unstoppable yesterday. And I'm going to say this again. Tom Brady is on a new mission because this is the first time since that first Super Bowl. He's the underdog now. And what did he say to Tracy Wolfson on CBS right after the game?
Yeah.
What did he say? He said, I know people think we suck and can't win a game, right? Well, that was significant because he volunteered that. She didn't ask him that. She didn't ask him, what do you think of the naysayers? She just asked him about Kansas City.
But hold on. I thought Tom Brady said it doesn't matter what anybody says outside of the building. It only matters what comes inside.
That was different for him.
I was told Tom Brady doesn't listen to television. He doesn't worry about anybody saying it. So guess what? Tom Brady is just like all the other great athletes. They hear everything.
What did I tell you on Friday? That Tom Brady has eyes and ears. He might not watch Undisputed, but he hears all about what Shannon Sharpe and Eric Dickerson, 2 Hall of Famers, say about him on Undisputed.
He might not have heard it, but there are people around him that have
correct.
heard it and go back and
That is correct. So he says, out of nowhere, I know people think we suck, and we means you and Eric and others.
Hold on. I just want to know, where was that synergy when they played Miami? Where was that synergy when they played the Titans?
Wait
see what they try to do?
It's an injury
I'm glad you brought up the Miami Miracle.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. Because Bill Belichick cost this team home field advantage on Saturday night. And I still don't get why he's getting a pass. You're giving him a pass. Everybody in the world is giving him a pass.
You said he's human.
Because he's the great Bill Belichick.
Hold on. You just
Again,
told me.
just to refresh everybody's memory, it's 33-28 Tom Brady at Miami with 7 seconds left, and the Miami Dolphins are 69 yards from a touchdown.
Yes.
With a quarterback who's hurt, who can't plant and throw in Ryan Tannehill. Am I right about that? And so Bill Belichick puts in what's left of Rob Gronkowski, who can't run or jump, to defend a Hail Mary that's going to be thrown from 75, 80 yards away? Really?
Only Pat Mahomes is making that throw.
And I'm not sure he could, but he might. He just might. But if anybody could, he could. But he was not on the field that day.
No, he was not.
And you know the rest of the story.
Yes.
Bing, 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 touchdown. It was the most shocking turning point moment of the whole NFL season. And it put New England, it put them from Foxborough all the way to Kansas City, Missouri on Saturday night. This game would be played, Sunday night. And it will, again, if they're playing in Foxborough, I think even you would say, I don't know. I don't know. It looks like Tom Brady's back. This is going to be hard, but I've been telling you all year, I think Tom Brady is loving this new circumstance because he has gone from prohibitive favorite, which he's often been, almost always been since the first Super Bowl, to underdog, to everybody thinks we suck. And it's a new deal for him. And I told you, he has a chance to pull off his greatest achievement ever. Am I right?
Yeah, this will be their first road win since they beat the Chargers when they were in the divisional round.
2006.
Yeah.
What are we, 13 years, really, from there?
Close.
They've lost their last 3 road playoff games, too.
All right. And he's what are Brady and Belichick, 3-4?
3-5.
3-5 on the road?
They lost to Denver twice on the road. They lost to Indy on the road. So they've lost their, last 3 road games?
Last 3.
Okay. You don't think that's going to be...
Little motivation.
Of course.
You don't think Tom Brady's going to hear that over and over and over again all week?